Yeah. Good afternoon. I'm John Whitmire, Mayor of Houston, Texas, and I stand before you today, unfortunately, to report on the tragedy that occurred just before 2 o'clock at Lakewood Church as they were in between services. I'll leave the details of the first responders' reaction in a timely fashion to the Chiefs Fenner and Chief Pena. I want Houstonians and surrounding communities to know that the first responders are doing their job in protecting the public, Houstonians, and surrounding communities. I also want everyone to know that this is a perfect example of the collaboration between departments. It's exactly what we've been calling for. HPD, constables. I could just go through a list of multiple agencies representing their agencies in a very responsive way. We want to give our condolences to Reverend Osteen and his congregation. It's unfortunate on the day that we want to attend church, watch America's #1 sports event, we find ourselves gathered here to respond to this tragedy. We want Houstonians to know that they are being protected by their first responders. We want to thank the Houston Fire Department for their quick response, the medical profession who's tending to one of the injured. So, as mayor of the city of Houston, I want to assure everyone that everyone is at work doing their job. Let's come together on this beautiful day, a day that we're experiencing a tragedy. Let's hug our loved ones. When you leave here today, go hug your loved ones and say a prayer for those that are involved. Say a prayer for those officers that had to drop this suspect. They're suffering right now. And all these other first responders that I'm surrounded by, they're doing their job so we can be safe. At this time, let me yield to our police chief, Troy Fenner.
Thank you, Mayor. Like the mayor said, and I think the most important message, before I get into details, is talk about the resiliency of our great city. And we worship together, we cry together, but we rebuild together. This is a tragic day to watch how we stand together. No suspect or suspects will tear down our city and our places of worship. Pastor Osteen is standing with us and all of our partners. And I want to thank them all, our local, our state, our federal partners. I just want to give some detail here, but pray for everybody that's involved. The victims who I'll discuss here and the unsaid victims, those individuals that came here to worship today and had to witness this. But rest assured, in this city, we're going to stand strong and we're going to move forward. So approximately at 1:53 p.m., a female, approximately 30, 35 years old, entered the property on the west side here in the parking lot of Lakewood Church. She entered the building. She was armed with a long rifle and a trench coat with a backpack, accompanied by a small child, approximately 4 to 5 years old. Once she entered, at some point she began to fire. I want to compliment the off-duty officers who were working extra employment here. One TABC agent, 4 years of service, 38 years old. An HPD off-duty officer, 28 years old, 2 years of service. Both officers, officer and agent, engaged, striking the female. She's deceased here on the scene. Unfortunately, a 5-year-old kid was hit and is in critical condition at our local hospital. There was a 57-year-old man who didn't have anything to do with it, I don't think, was shot in the leg. He's seeking treatment in the hospital. So let's all pray for each and every one of them. Once she went down. Officers reported back to us that she threatened, that she had a bomb. So we searched her vehicle, our bomb squad, and also the backpack. No explosives were found, but she was also spraying some type of substance on the ground. So HFD came, and the fire chief would speak briefly on that. But again, we're going to stand strong. Again, I want to commend those officers. She had a long gun, and it could have been a lot worse. But they stepped up and they did their job. And I want to thank them for that. As you know, when an officer's involved in a shooting, we conducted a criminal investigation, Harris County District Attorney's Office, and also both agencies conduct administrative investigations. That will take place. Both of these officers the officer and the agent will be placed on administrative duty. But again, let's pray for everybody. And we stand strong here in Houston. I'll pass it on right now. Let me say this too. Places of worship. That's what they are. And that's what they will remain in our city. So it's just an opportunity for us to refocus and make sure that we all look out for one another. There will be increased patrols and a lot of conversation in our command posts with our federal partners and our local partners. We're going to increase those patrols in and around those religious institutions. And it doesn't matter which faith. We love everybody here in our city, and everybody's important. So let me pass it on to Fire Chief Pena.
Thank you, Chief, and thank you, Mayor. First of all, let me thank all the agencies that are here with us. This is really a team effort, and our prayers are with, and our positive thoughts are with the injured, and with the officers that engaged this suspect. It's traumatic not only for our community, but it's certainly traumatic for the officers who've had to take a life, and we worry about their mental health as well. So our prayers are with them, and we're going to give them whatever support they need to ensure that they are able to manage through this incident safely. Kudos to the first responders. The Houston Fire Department, Police Department was here within minutes. We are now dealing with consequence management of this incident. Now that the threat has been neutralized, we are going to take our time to ensure that any issue, any risk that we see is properly vetted. We have our hazmat team on scene. You see behind us, you have decon units that are participating in collaboration with the Houston Police Department's bomb squad to ensure that we are looking at every aspect that may be of risk. Right now, I can safely say that we have not found anything that is of concern to our community or to this location. But we're going to take our time to ensure that we look at every aspect. Our hazmat team, our decon team, and our rescue team will remain on scene until needed, and we're going to collaborate in this effort. We did transport two patients. One, approximately a 5-year-old child in critical condition. They went to Texas Children's, and we transported a second male, about 56 years of age, with an injury to the hip. He, last I heard, he was in stable condition. Both are still in the hospital. The child is still in critical condition, and we don't have any further information as far as his status. But again, let's pray for this community as a whole. This is traumatic for everyone, of every Houstonian, and these types of incidents are, unfortunately, something that we deal more often than we need to with. So, look, we're going to remain on scene. I'm going to pass this on now to.
Before I bring it up. Yeah.
Really
quickly. This is an isolated incident, we believe, at this moment. Okay. No further danger to our public, but we do want to conduct a methodical search of the building to make sure that nobody's in there, nobody else is in there hurt. So that will continue. We ask that the public stay away from the area and let us do our job on that. The reunification location for our parents or our family members is the Lifetime Fitness Center here. And if you come up, we'll direct you. Try to stay on the east side of the building, not on the west side of the building, and we'll get you and reunited with your family members. Okay, Pastor.
first I'll thank Chief and the Mayor and Chief Pena and all of these men and women did an amazing job. And it's just, you said it, Chief, it could have been a lot worse. Of course, we're devastated. I mean, we've been here 65 years and have somebody shooting in your church. But, we don't understand why these things happen, but we know God's in control. And we're going to pray for that little 5-year-old boy and pray for the lady that was deceased, her family and all, and the other gentleman. But no, it's just kind of in a fog, but just believe that we're going to stay strong. We're going to continue to move forward, and there are forces of evil, but the forces that are for us, the forces of God, are stronger than that. So we're going to keep going strong and just doing what God's called us to do, lift people up and give hope to the world. Again, I want to thank all these gentlemen, because I can only imagine if it would have happened during the 11 o'clock service. We were in between services going into the Spanish service. So, if there's anything good of it, you know what? She didn't get in there and do a whole lot worse damage. So we thank God for that. He's watching over all of us. And as the Chief says, we're going to keep going strong and bringing hope to the world. But thank you again, gentlemen.
Thank you, Pastor. I'm going to get Chief Gun 2 for translation in Spanish. Thank you.
Buenas tardes. Recibimos la llamada a las 1:53. Los oficiales respondieron entre minutos aquí. Lo que pasó es la señora entró en la iglesia aquí en enfrente, dejó el coche afuera, entró con un niño de 5 años, que parece con 5 años. A la entrada, ella tenía puesta un abrigo largo, tenía una escopeta y comenzó a disparar en la entrada. Así en la entrada, los oficiales que estaban un trabajo extra estaban aquí. Es un agente del TABC que tiene 38 años en el departamento, 38 años y 4 años por el departamento, y nuestro de HPD oficial comenzó a disparar. Él solamente tiene 2 años en el departamento. Comenzó a dispararon. La señora, los oficiales le dieron un balazo al caer. Ella mencionó algo de una bomba. Entonces, aquí tenemos los expertos de las bombas, los técnicos. Aquí están asegurando que todo está bien, que no hay ningún explosivo. Al final, la señora murió. Un hombre de 57 años recibió un balazo a la pierna, y el niño que trajo la señora también tiene un balazo y él está en condición crítica. Estamos rezando por el niño. La señora también tenía una mochila y todos se están esculcando. En este momento estamos seguros, más o menos seguros, que todo está bien, pero todavía estamos en la iglesia esculcando para otras posibilidades de otros heridos o otras personas que tienen más información. Por este momento nosotros estamos asegurando que casi todos ya salieron y los tenemos aquí cerquita del Lifetime Fitness, en caso alguien quiere levantar las personas. Ya no es un balaceo activa, tenemos todo en control. Todavía estamos asegurando que todo está seguro. Vamos a estar aquí entre más o menos de la noche. Estamos orando para todas las familias que están aquí. Esto lo que pasó es muy difícil para nosotros y para todos. Esto pasó en una iglesia, uno donde viene a tranquilizar, a orar para Dios, y vamos a continuar a eso. Vamos a asegurar que todos van a continuar a venir a la iglesia, y porque todo lo que pasó, los oficiales hicieron un trabajo excelente. En esa cosa podía ser peor, pero los oficiales que estaban aquí hicieron todo lo que hicieron, y la señora ya no está. Entonces es todo lo que tengo.
I want to emphasize that we appreciate our first responders. I want to emphasize what the chief said, that our places of worship will be safe in the city of Houston, regardless of your faith. And I think it's important to emphasize at this time it appears to be a lone actor, but due diligence is being taken by all the first responders from all the multiple agencies. So at this time, I yield to questions to the chiefs.
Chief, do you have a motive? Do you know if this woman...
No, it's preliminary investigation, and I don't want to speculate on anything. You can see our federal partners are here, local partners, state partners, everybody, and we're going to leave no stone unturned. but we're just at the beginning. It's still an active scene, so I don't want to talk about her motivations because I don't know, right? And we may never know the full story. But the important message is we're going to stand together as a city. We're going to stand with this church today and the pastor to make sure that healing begins immediately. But I don't want to speculate on anything else. Next question. Go ahead in the middle here.
Quick question. Is it the belief that those officers that opened fire, did they strike the child?
I have no idea right now. She fired. We don't know. And I don't want to speculate on that. But I will say this. If it was, unfortunately, and that female, that suspect, put that baby in danger, I'm going to put that blame on her. Okay? Next question. Go ahead. A little bit louder. We do believe that. We believe that to be correct.
And the shooting, compact center sports arena, my understanding was like in the concession area and the raffle was in the sanctuary.
I'm not sure. It's just over here on the west side here, just behind us. Okay, we'll get those details to you a little bit later. Go ahead, sir.
Can you see how many shots did the suspect?
I have no idea. Multiple shots. Go ahead.
Was there any explosive device or anything nefarious found?
Nothing found. We're still searching the entire grounds. Okay, and if it is, we'll report back to you on that. Next question. Go ahead.
Did you find an ID on the woman? Was she from?
I'm not sure, sir. If we found an idea right now, if we did, we'll share that with you. But you know what we're up against today on this day, and I think it's very important for us to get before the cameras as quickly as we can, not competing with the Super Bowl and everything else. Let our citizens know that everything is good here, we're standing together, and we're moving forward. Go ahead. He's not. I'm sorry. Let me ask y'all one thing. I forgot to hold up. Hear me out. I forgot to say the pastor is not going to go with any more questions or anything today. It'll be a time a little bit later. So I'm sorry. Didn't mean to cut you off. I forgot to say that. Go ahead. Within minutes, sir. Within minutes, a lot of officers responded.
She was actually aiming at anybody specific.
I'm not sure. I want to speak to her.
Any witnesses? There's so many. Thousands of people.
Yeah, that's part of the investigation, and we're going to talk to those witnesses. Some are still here, thank God, and they stayed back. So that's part of the investigation. One more with you, and then I'm going to get over here. All right.
The child that was with this female, is it believed that they are related, like a daughter?
I don't want to speculate. I don't know. The only thing that we know that they arrived here together. Okay. Next question.
Do we know if the suspect arrived in a vehicle?
Yes, a white vehicle. Thanks for I failed to say that. A white vehicle. Yeah.
Can you any more descriptors on that vehicle?
Not right now. It's just a white vehicle, and we did search that vehicle to make sure there were no explosive or anything found in it. Go ahead.
Is there an ID for what was sprayed on the ground?
We don't know yet. The fire department, as the chief Pena said, they're still evaluating that. All right, a few more questions. Go ahead.
If the child was the woman's, the boy was the woman's child, what's the relation between the two of them?
I don't know.
And
All right.
if he someone you're-
Let me get somebody that asked me a question. Go ahead, and then I'll come back to you. Go ahead. Speak up a little bit. Until we get through, and the pastor and his staff will make that decision. But it's going to be closed for now. I think that was the last service for today anyway. Okay. Who's next? Who hadn't asked me a
I was
question?
just wondering that other gentleman who was hurt.
Go ahead.
Was he just a parishioner? I mean, we were walking by.
I think so. That's what we believe at this time. It's shot in the leg. Okay. In stable condition. Go ahead.
An officer I spoke with earlier today said you're still searching for another male suspect. Is that not the case?
I don't think so. We believe her to be the lone suspect. If you can believe, with thousands of people in the church, when shots are fired, people run from that area. Some people may say he was a suspect, some not. But we don't believe that at this time, okay? But anybody that ran away or seen anything, we're going to ask that they call HPD Homicide, 713-308-3600. Even if you left the scene, we need to get a full statement of what you witnessed, okay?
Chief, were those officers wearing body cams at the time?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Yeah. We'll
Chief, you
find-
said that after she was shot, the suspect said that she had a bomb, and did she say that spontaneously, or was she being questioned about it?
I'm not sure. I didn't talk to her. That's just what's told to me, or we'll gather more information. I'm going to do 2 more questions, okay? Who hadn't asked me anything? We good? Go ahead.
There's a female that's a suspect right now. She's under investigation, or
She's deceased. Yes, ma'am. Thanks for asking. Go ahead. Last one.
Is that vehicle still here on scene?
Yes, it's still being processed. Okay, it's part of the scene, and it takes hours before we clear the scene.
And I assume you'll have video, security camera video. You guys can review
We'll see. We'll see. We're very transparent here in the police department, HPD. So if we have footage at the right time, appropriate time, and if there's body-worn camera, the officers will work an extra job. I don't know the policy for the federal agency, but we'll check with our officers, see if he had it. Okay. Hey, thank y'all. Let's continue to pray for everybody. Thank you very much.
Will there be another
Yeah.
meeting, Chief?
Not today. Maybe tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right.